Welcome to Agriculture Here and Now. This new series begins where it should, at the Denbigh Agricultural Show 2016. This is where what happens in agriculture is displayed, what is to happen in agriculture, what can happen in agriculture, all here at the Denbigh Show. We begin this episode in front of the Fersan display. Why? Because anything that grows has to have nutrition. And Fersan is the only blender of fertilizer in Jamaica. And this is where we begin. And I'm going to be talking with the managing director, Mr. Dennis Valdez, and he's going to tell us about his plans for the future. Hi Dennis.
Hi Alan.
Good to see you
Good
at
to see you.
another Denbigh.
Absolutely.
Let's have a chat. When I first saw you at Denbigh, you had one little booth. Now you have the equivalent of three. What has happened?
It is like human nature. We started very little, 11 years ago, and we just grown up, and we have this magnificent booth where you can see all the produce that came from the farms, from our farmers, with the fertilizers that they've been using from Fersan.
As I said at the start of the program, we start here because anything that grows has to be nourished, and you are the only fertilizer blending operation in Jamaica.
That is true, and the advantage of us being the only manufacturer and the sole manufacturer in Jamaica is that we can deliver to you not only a traditional fertilizer like our parents used to use in the past, but we can deliver to you what the crop needs for the soil, not more, not less, with our precise nutrient management system, which has received acceptance from the majority of the farmers, I should say, today. It's an excellent program. The results are there. You can see where before you were using traditional fertilizer and you were getting this result. Now with our program, where we go and do soil test, we get the results in terms of what the soil has to deliver to the crop and what the crop requires. So no more, no less.
No hit and miss.
Absolutely.
And in fact, you evolve with the agricultural sector because you respond to any shifts, any new emphases, any new crops, any new variety of crop. You respond to that.
Life is dynamic. You were doing something before, you are doing something today. And we don't stop here. That's why I'm saying life is dynamic. We don't stop here. We are, as we speak, we are developing new programs, we are bringing new technology, and we make new technology available to the farming community. And one thing, not only sugarcane. Sugarcane has been...
Okay, touche. Not only sugarcane, but the fact of the matter is, sugarcane is a major user of fertilizer. But even within sugarcane, there are new varieties, there are new areas in which sugarcane is being grown, old areas that need to produce better. And therefore, the need for accurate and precise prescription as to what is the blend that is needed for a particular situation?
You have different areas, different zones, I should say, in Jamaica. What you grow in Westmoreland at From might not be the same of what you have in St. Thomas. So that's the beauty of our program. We can deliver to Westmoreland a formulation that is suitable for that area, for the farmer, not only to apply a fertilizer, because any fertilizer can work, but to deliver the most efficient results. And in terms of cost, also is important because, as you know, Alan, in Jamaica, in some instances, we over-fertilize. And it's bad for the economy, it's bad for the environment, it's bad for the farmer as an entity. You don't need to be spending money in a nutrient that the crop is not going to use. So that's when we come to the game to say, this is a formulation that is suitable for your crop, and these are the results that we have seen before, and we are sharing that with you.
But let me ask you generally. You have operated in Jamaica now as Fersan for what, 11 years?
11 years.
What is from your particular vantage point of seeing the use of fertilizer, seeing the need of nutrients, what does the sector look like to you?
It has changed. And in terms of what we do, in terms of our nutrition role, when we came to Jamaica 11 years ago, as a Jamaican company that we are today, we were using about 7 formulas. Today, we are using over 450 different formulations, which means that the farmer has realized that with this option, he or she can get better results than with the other option. And the farmer is smart, and he knows or she knows that this is the business they have. So they have to be efficient. They know that fertilizer, as any other input, represents a cost to them. So they have to be mindful, and they have to be, and that's what they are doing today. Instead of using a traditional way of
buy one, fit all, buy one, blend, use it on everything you grow.
Why should you should you use one size when you can go to the tailor and get that? Right.
What struck me in what you just said is it's become or should be the mantra going forward, which is, this is the business that they run. People have begun to realize that farming, agriculture, is a business. It is a small business, it is a medium-sized or large business. And I take that very seriously what you said, because it has to be our mantra. And in this program going forward, we're going to be dealing with agriculture as a business. We're going to be looking at the various aspects, whether it's 1 acre or 1,000 acres. We're going to be looking at the business aspect of it. And in a little while, we're going to get a little more technical with one of your persons. But I want to congratulate you. We will no doubt talk again, and it's always good to talk to you, Dennis.
Alan, it's always good to have you here.
Pleasure.
Thank you.
Pleasure.
All right.
Farmers, visit your nearest farm store distributor or contact Newport Fersan for special fertilizer blends to suit your individual needs. Telephone 967-5561 or 967-5815. Newport Fersan, for all your fertilizer needs. Buy Jamaican, build Jamaica.
for stopping by the Newport Fersan booth. How are you doing today?
I'm doing very well, and it's a pleasure talking with you. Now, something you have got to straighten out for me. Your general manager said when you started, you had just 7 blends.
Right.
Now you have a tremendous number of blends. You want to tell me about that?
Oh, sure, Mr. Richie. Actually, that is based on what we have now, a precise nutrient management program. Now, how that works is that when a farmer comes to us and say, or when we go to a farmer and the farmer wants to, is going into agriculture, he's going to plant something or she's going to plant something, the first thing we encourage the farmer to do is a soil analysis. And that's because when you know what's in the soil, you have a better idea of which fertilizers to apply and, of course, how much. Now, I'm getting to the how many blends we have, you know. Now, for some farmers, based on what's in the soil and what is required by the crop, the standard blends that we have are not suitable. So what we do? We make one.
Good. That's
Yes.
very good.
So we do custom blends, and that's how we're able to have so many blends. For example, right here we have one that we did for banana. So this you'll not find at our warehouse. These we make specific. So I know you're in pineapple. So pretty soon we'll be doing a pineapple blend for you.
And I'm in sugar too.
And you're in sugar. And we also have, we did this for our sugarcane customer as well. And so the possibilities are really endless in terms of how many blends we can produce.
But tell me, you produce a fertilizer to match the soil need.
Right,
How
and
does
the
how
crop
does the
need.
farmer get the test done?
Well, we come in and the agronomist or sometimes even our technical sales consultant go in and they take the soil sample from the farmer's, from the land that is going to be cultivated. We have the samples analyzed and the analysis looks something like this, the soil report.
Yes.
And so this report tells you what the nutrient status of the
Yes.
soil. For example, you can see in this soil, the potassium is low. So with the potassium being low, we know that, okay, this,
You have to pop it up.
right, we have to top it up. And the phosphorus is low, but here what? The calcium is high, so we know this blend don't need any calcium, right? But at the same time, we see where boron is medium low, so some of the times, you know, we have to give the farmer more than one blend. Because you know our soils, you have some soils that are you might have this, it's the same area, but this part of the soil is rich in one nutrient and the other part is low.
So you pay attention both to the nature nutrients and the trace elements.
Right, yes, because you know what we're realizing, Mr. Richie, is that many of our farmers are really only exposed to the nitrogen, the phosphorus, and the potassium.
That's right, and I see on this you pay attention to the trace
So
elements.
the trace
and
elements,
That's very good.
yes, because at another section of our booth, you can see some of the deficiencies from not applying those trace elements.
Right.
And sometimes it
I
doesn't.
noticed that when I walked in.
Yes, it doesn't matter sometimes how much of the NPKs, that's the nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium you put on, if you don't have the correct amount of the trace elements.
But before I allow you to get away from me, how about the cost of getting the soil samples?
It's complimentary, Mr. Richie.
Well, that's wonderful to hear. Farmers should really hear that.
Yes, it's complimentary. It's the soil analysis, the backbone of our precise nutrient management program.
So the farmer contacts you
Right?
and you will come out and do the soil sample,
Yes.
get it all tested
Yes.
and return the
The
results.
results plus a recommendation.
Good. That's wonderful. So that completes the cycle.
No, it doesn't, because the farmer has not yet applied the product.
But
So-
you will tell the farmer exactly how to apply it and when.
Of course, and then we come out and do the follow-up to ensure that everything is working well. We go from inception to harvest and continue the cycle with the farmer.
All right. For example, in pineapple, there's an initial application and then there's a second application of a
Right,
different blend.
and if you're going into induction, we can do something for that too. Yes.
You put out a protocol on some pineapple?
No, Mr. Richard,
don't?
because even though the crop might be the same, the soil conditions and the environmental factors are different.
So you put out a protocol on a precise
For the
area.
farmer, for the
Right.
crop, for that crop in that area for that farmer.
And although I use pineapple, this is applicable to other crops.
The process is applicable but not the blend.
And you have, you say, about how many blends in all today?
Today we have brought out some of our raw material and a sample of our finished blends. So for the finished blends, I think we have about 3 or so. So as I was showing you before, we have the banana blend, we have the sugarcane blend, and we have a papaya blend. But we also have some finished goods. For example, look here, Mr. Richie. We have calcifersan. Now calcifersan, you know, people normally we do liming, right? Mm-hmm. And with the liming, you have a lot of dust. So you lime all your holes too. Mm-hmm. Yes. So we have that. We have a product called calcifersan, and it's pelletized lime. So it goes on like this. You're not liming your cow, you're not liming your neighbors. And when moisture hits it, it breaks apart and it goes in the soil. And the same thing.
And I think it's released more slowly than...
Yes.
So it lasts a long time.
A longer time. And we have the same thing in the Tiger 90, which is sulfur for the opposite conditions. So this is when your pH is too high.
But I think you also have to educate farmers as to which of the nitrogen forms are used when you're dealing with acidity of soil. Like when to use a nitrate different from the sulfate.
Right. So we've been doing programs, not just programs. We've been doing workshops telling the farmers about the various acidity of the fertilizers and what to use when. And that is why it's so important. That's why our precise nutrient management program is so important. So we have a chance to sit and to really talk to the farmer, hear what is happening, and give them some of what we know, because the farmer knows a lot, you know. So we learn from what the farmer has, and we pass on a little bit as well.
Okay, well, this is wonderful. I'm really happy that you could talk with me today.
I'm very happy you stopped by.
I hope whoever hears this program will learn a lot from it.
I hope so too. Thank you so
very
much.
Charmaine.
Thank you, Mr. Richie.